Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Music Marketing TV. I'm Dandy, and thanks for tuning in to Tips and Tricks. In this episode, I'm going to show you guys how I build my melodies. And, from the Facebook page, the YouTube page, I've been seeing that, people are wondering, how do I come up with these melodies and vocal melodies and synth melodies and melodies in general? So, in this episode, you're going to find out. Alright, so the first thing you want to do in preparation for building melodies is make sure you have a good chord progression. And what I mean by that is, have some chords laid out, right? So this is what I made in my preparation. Really simple. Got some triads here, you got some sevenths, and make sure it sounds good like that, and it gives you kind of like a foundation, a blueprint for starting melodies. It just really helps a lot, right? The second thing you would like to do is go into your second synthesizer for your melody or lead something, and go in the piano roll and go into this drop down menu, go to helpers, and make sure ghost channels is on. If you're good with building melodies or you have a good ear, you won't really need this, but just in case, you can use it, and it helps you see all the notes in your chords, so it gives you a good idea, so you don't have to go back and forth and be like, oh, what's that chord again? And going from one synth to the other takes a lot of time, right? So having the ghost channels on is a really helpful tool. Alright, so that's the two things you can do in preparation for building melodies. Alright, so I got 5 kind of ways of trying to find a melody that you're looking for, and let's start off with the first one, and the first one is arping. Arpeggiation. So you can go in and use your chords that you use in your whatever your chord progression is. In this case, I got this down, and we can go ahead and just go right, and then you can go in and add other notes in there, right? So let's try and show you some examples. And do stuff like that. Next is what I call repetitive harmony, and what you want to do is just brush through all the notes that sound good. So kind of like, I'm trying to dumb this down as simple as possible, and look for a note that sounds good. Right? A repetitive harmony example would be kind of like this. Right, so you can do things like that. You can do other stuff like right, and that's what I kind of call repetitive harmony. And the next little way that I use in order to find my melody is making sure I know my scales. And there are so many scales out there that would work for this chord progression, but to simplify it, I would say get all the best sounding keys and hit them going up or going down. So for instance, I'm using this chord again, so I'll start off with that bass note, right, the lowest note there, and I would just brush up. So and then if I hit a note that sounds bad, like you can tell that it doesn't sound good, and hopefully you can tell that it sounds good, but you want to go through those notes and then use them for later, right? So let's play the track and make sure our chords sound, or those notes sound good. Right? So you can tell that that one doesn't sound good. It doesn't fit inside. There's a little bit of tension there. It's like, ew, let's not use that. But we kind of have sense of what to use is experiment with different timings. So there's a lot of different timings. You can just use the snap to see all of them. But let me give you an example. So I'll just hit the notes according to, you know, the different timings that there are, I guess, right? So let me play this track. Right, so there's many different, you know, types of timings that you can use and combine and, you know, try and get that melody that you kind of want, right? And I try and achieve the catchiest melody possible. All right. The very last one is find a good synth to use, or, you know, one that inspires you, right? Because, you know, how I work, I find a good synthesizer, and if it doesn't sound that good, I am not going to be inspired to find a melody or even to use the song, right? So go ahead, go into your VST, look at some presets. If you're good at you know, moving around some of the knobs and getting that special sound that you want, do so. All right. It's always good to get that right sound, right? And you can always go into your VST and look around and see if you can find, you know, that certain sound you're looking for. You can also go into your chord progression right here and change the way that it's being played, because, you know, that also inspires. So let me I'm gonna just put everything real down here. I'm gonna copy, paste, and then yeah, and then I'm gonna copy everything, copy and paste, change my snap, and then did it. There we go. Add some reverb to this. And there you go. Right, so now you can go ahead and try and find that certain melody that you want. Alright guys, so this is I hope this is good for you guys. I hope you guys you know, find that certain melody you want. Hope this helps in your music production, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode, folks. Peace.